feeding the chickens, starts climbing, does the snorkeling swimming, the Pandalela sometimes, move back and forth, sees the girl that he likes, or yeah, he or she, however it works. Or her, because he's progressive. Tama ka? Yeah. Most flexible thing in the world. And all because somebody started a song that goes little dig there, little dig here, little dig everywhere. So everybody's listening to the song and they started liking little digs. But I think that's how society should operate, because I think that people, put so much emphasis on this whole false idea of masculinity or their bravado, and also because I'm not gifted. So that's why I would like to normalize the idea of little things. Okay, that a lot of people didn't get that joke, they were caught short of it. But now that I've touched something that is quite vulnerable to me, I'm going to talk about one of my first few experiences of doing stand-up comedy. So this was back in 2015. So I'm part of this whole nerdy thing called debating. Some of you may have heard of it, some of you have heard of it too much. Kids debating, arguing with no point, and somehow they would end up not mean anything at all in general. So Malaysia once hosted the World's University Debating Championship, and they have one specific night called Comedy Night. So a good friend of mine named Izzat told me, Terence, come over, just do some of your jokes, just pay forward, like whatever you've done before. I promise you 200 people, at least 200 people will come, maybe they're drunk, maybe they're not, but just have fun. So I decided to go. So when I went there, I submitted my name. Because remember, this is an international event. And I told them that I'm from Sarawak, Borneo. My name is Terence. And the MC looked at me. You don't look like a Terence. You're too brown. The problem with my name, Terence Aaron, is that it's too white. It is so white that I swear to God, sometimes I feel like I receive second-hand white privilege sometimes. And you know where it works? Fiverr.com, and I do freelance work. Because all the white people from all over the world will travel to Bangkok and Bali to look for other freelancers to work with, and most of the time they end up working with other white people. So yeah, despite all the cultures that they look for, that's how it ends up. But luckily my name is Terence Aaron, so that's how I sometimes absorb second-hand white privilege once in a while. So, still confused, he thought I was joking, he thought I was somebody else, there was somebody else named Terence, who's this joker, get out of my way, get out of my face, and decides to announce the names of comedians for the night. He said, okay, he looked at me, alright, shit, this is the guy. But I bet it's not Terence Aaron. Like, everyone here would not believe me if I said that he's from Borneo. So, he looked at me, said, next up, all the way from Sarawak, Borneo, Terence Ahon! On the stage, with this smoke screen machine, like, remember my friend, obviously 200 people here, it's my big chance, finally, to become somebody in 2015. Smoke signals. Turns out there were only 15 people in the crowd. Disappointment. That should be my middle name, Terence. Disappointment Aaron. And I look to the sitting corner there, my friend Izzat and Albert sitting there supporting me and giving me the least enthusiastic cheers ever. Hey! You know how disappointing is that? It is so disappointing. It reminds me of the times where I would sit in a restaurant and I see the waiter carrying food, and I remember ordering that, but it turns out it's for the table next to me, not me. That's how disappointing it was. The level of disappointment is the same as when I went back home when I was 7 years old, and somehow I wanted to look for my dog, Blackie. Turns out my dad ran over it. It's okay, Blackie, my dad's dead. You had your revenge. Kidding that, I miss you too. But there are some kind of disappointments that are legit, but some kind of disappointments are definitely not something that you should be disappointed about. I remember this friend of mine, and he gave me this really misogynistic comment about how he wants to break up with his girlfriend because he found out that she's no longer a virgin, and she slept with 2 of her ex-boyfriends before this. I'm like, why? Like, she loves you at this point. Like, you're about to get married. Like, both of you are engaged. So like, I can't imagine, you know, putting my there, which I thought was ridiculous. I said, why do you think that? Why are you afraid about that? That happened in the past. So he said something that I can't forget. That means I will come into second-hand contact to all the other 2 dicks before this. But I told him that's a really horrible idea because every time when you go back, see, guys, you go back home and you pee, you still have to hold your dicks. That means every single person in this room, every single person that you have shook hands before, every single trait history made in mankind, everything, part of the corners of civilizations that were created based on handshakes, all of them had indirectly touched another person's dick. All of us, if we have shook hands with another person before, that means you could trace back indirect dick touching all the way to Adam and Eve. Don't you want to be part of the future? Don't you want to be part of the person who has indirectly touched the dick of the man, the first man who landed on Mars and settled there? Don't you want to be part of that civilization? And all of that is based on you touching dicks. And that is the day when Lil Dick will come out and say, Lil Dick here, Lil Dick there, Lil Dick everywhere. Thank you very much. My name is Terence.